You know when something is almost perfect? Like if a few things were different, it would be on the money. Well, that's how I feel about the HomePod Mini. My name is Jacklyn, and welcome to my full review. The HomePod Mini starts out with a great design. It's super small and the fabric on it is really nice. The white one definitely looks a little bit dirty over time, but I personally haven't found that to be a big deal. Even though it's small, it's not a portable speaker. The cable is non-removable and it doesn't have a rechargeable battery inside. And that leads us to issue number 1. The HomePod Mini tries to be both a smart home automation device and also a Bluetooth speaker. And to be both, there has to be compromises to meet in the middle of those two. And one of them is that it's not a really take it on the go type of speaker. So you wouldn't like throw this in your bag and go to the park. The cable that is non-removable is USB Type-C, and it's actually a good cable. Apple is notorious for having really bad cables. Like, how does this even happen? But on the HomePod Mini, it's a cable that's not only a good length, but also durable. All right, let's hit sound quality right now. And then at the end of the video, we'll talk about Spotify connectivity and if you should buy the HomePod Mini. There are things that I can't ignore. So it just sounds absolutely incredible, period. Even, loud, non-distorting, bass is there, but so are the mids and the highs. I absolutely love listening to music on the HomePod Mini. I listened to my whole playlist on here many times, and I actually noticed things about the songs that I didn't notice on other speakers. It makes the songs really come alive. And it's actually 360-degree sound, so no matter where you are in relation to it, it should still sound really good. And if you have two of them, you can kind of go all out and create a stereo pair, and you can control both of them on your phone really conveniently. So my favorite feature on the HomePod Mini, the hype is really high right now, and it delivers. It's the ability to quickly change the audio from your phone to the HomePod Mini and vice versa. So if I walk into the room and I have something playing on my phone, I can just walk up to the HomePod Mini, put my phone near it, and it will transfer really conveniently. It feels like magic, and then you can easily transfer it back. And this has actually been really helpful for phone calls for me. Like, picture this, I'm on a 30-minute call, and there's no end in sight here, and I'm kind of getting tired of holding my phone. I can easily just pair it to the HomePod Mini and talk to the person from there. And the microphones on the HomePod Mini are great, so the person on the other end will not notice the difference in sound quality, and I can also hear them clearly. So the HomePod Mini is not just great for music, it's also great for phone calls, audiobooks, things with people speaking. It sounds really good. And the thing with the HomePod Mini is it's not just a run-of-the-mill Bluetooth speaker, you also have the smart speaker capabilities to it. So let's talk a little bit about those. They all rely on Siri, and Siri gets a pretty bad rap because it's bad, right? It's not great, but it has gotten a little bit better. It's not Google Assistant good, but it's getting there, and there are some features on it that I actually really appreciate and use all the time. Also, this is as good a time as any. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. 80% of you are not subscribed. What the heck's going on with that? Fix that right now if you're enjoying the video so far. Tons of tech content to come. Let's talk about Siri here. It has a couple features like Siri for Everyone that really seal the deal on this. So Siri for Everyone is the ability for Siri to notice everyone's voices and understand the differences between them, which is great because a HomePod Mini more times than not is going to be in someone's kitchen or a communal area where other people can access it. And that of course poses an issue if you have personal requests on, because you don't want people to be able to read your text messages or send text messages, set a reminder for you, an alarm. Siri will notice the differences between people's voices and they won't let another person do that. So if I walked into your house, I would not be able to read your text messages if you have the setting on. The other feature that's really cool if you're in the Apple ecosystem is the Intercom feature. So if you have multiple HomePods in your house, they can actually send messages amongst them. So if you're in the kitchen cooking dinner, you can send a message to everyone else in the house. Dinner will be ready in 5 minutes. That is a really cool feature and super underrated, but it relies on you being in the ecosystem for it to be valuable, right? Like you kind of have to have more than just the HomePod Mini for it to make sense. And that leads us into if you should buy the HomePod Mini. So I think there are 3 main scenarios that will determine if someone's going to buy the HomePod Mini. Scenario number 1 is the person that wants a device to listen to their Apple Music library on that sounds phenomenal. And they also want a device that will be like the nucleus of their home automation. They want a smart home. The HomePod Mini is a no-brainer here. It's $99. It has that really convenient Apple Music pairing where you can have Siri play different playlists and speak to Siri about turning up and down the volume and skipping tracks, etc. And it has Apple HomeKit. So as more devices get added to this and are compatible with this will be a great way to get you started with a smart home. So you can get things like a smart thermostat, or a smart outlet, or a smart garage door. All these things will make your home smarter, and the HomePod Mini will be able to be the main thing that communicates with all of them. Scenario number 2, though, is someone that just wants the home automation aspect, and then I don't think that this makes sense to buy, because you can get much cheaper options that have more devices that work with them as of now. But they don't sound as good, so if you're interested in a sound quality speaker, it wouldn't make sense. But for scenario number 2, you're not. You just want the nucleus of your home setup. Scenario number 3 is the person like me, the person that does not use Apple Music, but wants a great sounding speaker and wants a device for home automation. And for this, it's a little bit of a different scenario because Apple released the API for other music companies to kind of work and integrate their music service into the HomePod Mini. But right now, Pandora has taken them up on that, but Spotify has not, which means that if you're a Spotify user like I am, you can't get the same integrated controls that you can get with Apple Music. You can use AirPlay though, and AirPlay works great with two caveats. The first one is that all controls are a little bit delayed. So if you pause a track or make something louder or lower or skip to the next track, because it's streaming it over to the HomePod Mini, there's a little bit of a latency and delay there. And then the second thing is that it's not natively integrated into the HomePod Mini. So you can't say to Siri, play my March playlist or go to my release radar. There just isn't that seamless voice ability. But honestly, for me, that's not a major deal. I would love to see Spotify integrate into the HomePod Mini, and I'm hopeful that they will. But it's not a reason to not buy it, in my opinion, if you're okay with AirPlay, and I think that you should be. It works really well. If you like Apple and you want to see more Apple-related videos, you can check out my 12 mini review right here, my regular 12 review right here, or a random video right here that YouTube is selecting for you. Thank you so much for watching this one. I really appreciate you, and I will catch you next week for another tech video. Have a great one. Bye.